With this video, we're going to be looking at integers. Specifically, we're going to be seeing what absolute value means, what to do to compare integers, and what you have to do when ordering integers. Here's a number line. This should not be new to you. You looked at this last year. You can see that the negative numbers, they are on the left of the zero, and the positive numbers are more over here on the right, over here. It's important to know that a number and its opposite are the same distance from zero on the number line. This is also known as the additive inverse, which that word may not make a lot of sense to you right now, but it will later on when we get into adding and subtracting integers. So let's look at some opposites. Something like negative 3 and positive 3, they're opposites of each other, or as I said, additive inverses. Absolute value. Well, what is it? It's the distance a number is from zero on a number line. So if you take something like negative 7, it's 7 away from zero. Or positive 4, it's 4 from zero. An absolute value is always positive because distance is always measured in positive units. So if you want to make it really simple, if they're asking for the absolute value of negative 7, you just drop the sign. Here's some examples. See these bars on the outside of that negative 5? That is the symbol for the operation of absolute value. In order of operations, this falls in under grouping symbols. When you get into more advanced math, you might have something like the absolute value of negative 5 plus 2. You would find the value of negative 5 and positive 2, which is negative 3, and then the absolute value of that would be 3. So notice how we pretty much just dropped the signs of it. Absolute value of negative 5 is 5. That's because it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units from 0. The absolute value of positive 3, there's 3 on the number line. If I count back to 0, 1, 2, 3 units. Some examples of this in real life. Well, here's a football field. So let's pretend that the line of scrimmage is right here on the 40-yard line. Think of the line of scrimmage as 0. Well, something messes up. I don't really know a lot of football stuff, but we get some sort of penalty, and we have to go back 10 yards. So we're at negative 10 there. So instead of saying like, hey, we're negative 10 yards, you're going to say the absolute value of that is 10 because we need to go 10 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage. Here's another example. Think about being underwater. What we call right there sea level is like 0. Let's say that we are down below at negative 15 feet. You wouldn't say I'm at negative 15 feet. You would say I'm 15 feet from the surface. You express it like a positive, which is pretty much absolute value. For comparing and ordering integers, the main thing to remember is when you're looking at a number line, numbers get smaller the farther they are to the left. Numbers get larger the farther they are to the right. So you want to picture a number line, or if you're not real comfortable with that, you could actually have a number line in front of you to compare or order these numbers. So let's practice a little bit. Problem A, the absolute value of 5. Remember those lines, those vertical lines that don't have any curve to them, they're not really a parenthesis. What that is telling you is what is the absolute value of whatever is inside those lines. So absolute value of 5, well, that's 5. Absolute value of negative 16 would be 16. If you were to compare these, negative 15 and negative 7, picture a number line. Which one is farther to the left or farther to the right? Well, negative 15 is going to be farther to the left because it's going, that way on the number line. Actually, I'm backwards if you guys it'd be that way, the way that you're looking at it. Anyway, it's farther to the left, so that's the one that is lesser, which would tell us that negative 15 is less than negative 7. Seems kind of opposite because you're used to thinking 15 is bigger than 7, but when you're dealing with negatives, the one farther to the left on the number line is the lesser one. Another comparison, negative 14 and positive 13. When you have different signs like that, just think which one's positive, that's the one that's greater. So negative 14 is less than 13. Ordering numbers, you just start with which one is farthest to the left. So which one is deeper into the negatives? Well, that's negative 5. So I'm going to write it first. Okay, my other negatives that I have to compare are negative 1 and negative 3. Well, negative 3 is farther into the negatives than negative 1 is. Okay, so what numbers do I have left? I have 4 and 7. Well, you need to go back to like kindergarten if you don't know that 4 is less than 7.